Welcome, everyone. Welcome and good morning. Welcome to this sacred place and this sacred time here in this gathering for worship at First Congregational United Church of Christ. I pray that you are able to be here and now as you need to be with God and with each other for the wellness of your souls. I'm Pastor Nathaniel, and it is a pleasure and it is an honor and it's a blessing to serve as the pastor here where it is because I want to invite you all after service at 11:30. We'll be continuing our adult faith formation class. I think this will be the third session. It's been a really wonderful discussion and exploration together. If you have yet to join us, you're welcome. And if you've been with us in the past, I look forward to seeing you again, and we can continue our exploration. So let's take a moment and pause and rest and settle ourselves and prepare for this to be a sacred time, a holy time, where the presence of the Holy One is in our midst. I want to honor from the outset that we are on the ancestral lands of the Cayuse, Umatilla, and Walpole. peoples. So let's pray, my friends. O Holy One, our God, as we begin our day, we honor this life with all its potentials and its possibilities. We begin our day with trust, knowing that we are created for loving encounter. We begin our day with hope, knowing the day can hold love, kindness, forgiveness, and justice. We recall our day yesterday before you, O God. May we learn from our experience. May we love ever more deeply. May we turn and live on. As we meet this day, O God, help us to make room for the unexpected. May we find wisdom in what is unexpected in life. Help us to embrace possibility, to respond graciously with disappointment, to hold tenderly those who we encounter. Help us to be fully present to this day, O God. We pray for all those whose day may be difficult. May we support, may we listen, may we be changed. We resolve, O God, to live life in its fullness, to welcome the people who will be part of this day, to greet you, O God, in the ordinary and the hidden and the extraordinary moments. Let us live the life that we are living. Let us find the wisdom we need. Let us hear and meet the needs of those we meet. Let us live the life that we are given. Be with us, O God. Amen. And then I invite us to take a moment to ground ourselves and center ourselves and remind ourselves of who we are as a statement, as a community of faith. We can share our statement of identity as you feel moved, is projected up there. We are a congregation of diverse Christian believers, empowered by love and guided by the Holy Spirit. It is our mission to enable personal spiritual growth, collective outreach to community, and stewardship of God's creation. We are an open and affirming church because of who you are and where you are, like you are welcome here. And please, let's take some moments to share that welcome and to share the blessing and the peace of Christ with your neighbors. And look around and see who else is with us this morning. Let peace. To extend a special welcome to the children who are with us. In just a moment, you can go and enjoy Sunday school with Marilyn. But for now, if you want to come up for a moment with me up here, all the children are. You're welcome to come. I love that you love each other. Believe me. All right. So anyone who wishes to come up for our children's time, you're welcome. Come on, it's good to see you. All right, come on up. Good to see you. Good morning. Good morning, good morning. All right. Yes, and those who wish to be children at heart, because that's, if you want to come up here, let's all come up a little bit higher. There we go. All right, good morning, everybody. help us all think through something, okay? So Jesus was talking with the people that with his friends, with his disciples, and he told them, he would tell them a lot of really interesting things, to teaching them about God. And one of the things that he said is, if you want to understand God better, and if you want to experience heaven, experience the realm of heaven here, right now, what you need to do is to become more like children. And he was talking to adults, by the way. He was talking to adults. He said, what I recommend to you all is be more like a kid. And that'll help you to understand God better. So what do you make it? What do you think he meant by that? Why do you think he said that? Have more fun. Yes. And do adults not have a whole lot of fun all the time? Not all the time. Not as much as kids. I think that's a good idea. Any other ideas about how we can understand God better as we become a little bit more like kids? Jesus didn't say a little bit more. He said like.
Your values are a lot more clear as a child.
Your values are a lot more clear as a child. Do you mind saying more? Sure, that's good.
There's less ethical dilemmas, and there's less thinking before you do the right thing.
Less ethical dilemmas, less thinking before you do the right thing. Aha. That's a good one. And can you see sometimes when adults overthink things too much? Just a bit. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, Annie.
I think children are more open-minded. They haven't had a lot of influences to really close them up, and so they're more receptive and open-hearted and open-minded.
So children can be more open-minded, more receptive, open-hearted, open-minded to receive and learn new things. Yes. All right. Good. This is great. This is great. Turner, to your point, adults can get good at justifying things that we know in our heart just isn't right. And I think, one of the benefits with young folks is you learn, something's right, something's wrong, and then you see when something's wrong and say, hey, that's wrong, why isn't everybody doing anything about it? Which is really important. And so I want you to know that your voices are really important, and what you see and hear and understand about our church and about God are really important. So, and we will benefit from hearing from you and what you think about how this church can be even better than it is, about what we need to be reminded of, about what we teach and what we do, and so we can be, so myself and our Sunday school teachers and all the adults here, we have some things to teach, and we have some things to learn from you all as well. And so I hope we can work together on this, because as a church, we are growing all the time and learning new things about how to best follow God, how to best follow Jesus. So thank you. I really appreciate what you have to say. And so let me just pray a little blessing, and then you can go to the Sunday school and get through. Well, let's pray together. Oh, holy God, thank you for all the good things you give us. Thank you for the ways that you teach us to grow, and teach us to stay young as well. Help us to stay playful. Help us to stay open. Help us to be eager to learn new things. Help us to stay clear in what is right and what is wrong, and willing to stand up and speak out when something is happening that we know is wrong. Please bless these children and these youth as they live and grow in who it is that you have created them to be. And bless all of us in that journey that goes throughout our lives. In your holy name we pray. Amen. Thank you so much. Have a great time in Sunday school. Mary Lou and Carrie are there for the younger folks. And for the adult parents and caretakers, they'll be in the atrium near the entrance there the rest of the service. Good. And now we have a special moment because we are beginning our stewardship pledge campaign. And so I will welcome into the room our moderator, the lay leader of our church, Jen Rickert, who because of our times needs to zoom in this morning. And so give me a moment and she will appear on the screen to share and to launch our God willing. Sanctuary. And we can hear you clearly, can't we?
Yes.
Good, thanks.
Audio good? You can hear me?
Yeah, audio's good. The internet connection is a little bit wonky, but we'll
Okay.
Yeah, you're with us. Good, thanks.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
I really hoped to be there in person today, but and one of the signs of the times that we're living in right now, plans had to change. As some of you know, I am a nurse at the hospital here in town, and I had a COVID exposure at work last weekend. It is safer, kinder thing to do to not come into your airspace this morning and take off my mask to speak into a microphone. So here I am. And as Nathaniel said, I'm here to talk to you about our stewardship campaign for this year. This is the time of year, every year, when we start to think about financial planning for the year ahead. And as part of this process, you'll be hearing from several people over the next several Sundays who will come up and just say a little bit about the different aspects of the church ministry and the different aspects of the financial picture for the coming year. So as part of just sharing where I'm coming from with this, I thought I'd just share with you a little bit of what my process has been in the last little bit. A few weeks ago, we were meeting as a stewardship committee, and I was asked to start the work of coming up with some kind of rough draft for what kind of communication we would send out to you. And I was really struggling to find a hopeful place in my heart to come from. In my work at the hospital, especially with the pandemic, I see a lot of suffering. I see a lot of needless suffering. And it makes my heart really, really heavy sometimes. And I was struggling with that weight. And then after I talked to Nathaniel and I talked to some other people on our committee, I was reminded that what has always given me hope when I struggle to find it is being reminded of the people, the human beings that I share this planet with, who are kind and helpful and generous, and who are not preoccupied with figuring out who to blame or judging. How can I help? And that's what we have here. That's what brought me to this church. That's what keeps me in this church. And I'm extremely grateful for it. I think it's kind of a superpower that we have as a group that really amplifies the efforts of each of us in a way that they couldn't be without us working together. Which brings me to what we're looking to reach for in this coming year, which is to continue to address the needs of our community. And our theme for the campaign this year is wider embrace and deeper love. And the way that the language that we've kind of formed around that is kind of in the form of a couple of questions. How will we, as a community of faith and conviction, pledge to meet the lingering and upcoming challenges of our times? And how can we continue to widen our embrace of those in our faith family and wider community who hunger for sanctuary and support? How can we continue to deepen the love that draws us together? So, this is resources. It requires resources of many kinds. I am more grateful than I can express with words for the devotion, the creativity, the graciousness, the talents and skills that we have in this community. And then, of course, the other resource that we need to get this work done is financial resources. So I hope that you can find, well, the ushers are going to find you. We have some letters to distribute, we have some pledge cards to distribute, to give you an opportunity to let us know what financial resources you'll commit to devoting to our mission and work over the calendar year of 2022. The ushers have mailings to hand out to those of you who are there. There are pledge cards also in the back of the sanctuary for those of you who aren't yet on our mailing list, and we would love to have you on our mailing list if you're not. And I think that's all I have to say right now. Thank you for your flexibility and rolling with all this.
Stay safe.
Thanks, Tim.
I'll see you.
And so let's continue in this time of worship, and we'll hear some words from Scripture from the book of Psalms.
Beloved, a new song, for love has done marvelous things.
By the strength of your indwelling presence, we too are called to do great things.
We are set free through love's forgiveness and truth. Yes, your steadfast love and faithfulness are an ever-present gift in our lives.
All the ends of the earth have seen the glory of love's eternal flame. Make a joyful noise to the beloved, all the earth.
Break forth into grateful song and sing praises.
Lift up your hearts with gratitude and joy. Let the voices of all people blend in harmony.
In unison, let the people magnify the beloved. Let the sea laugh and all that fills it.
The world and those who dwell in it, let the waters clap their hands.
Let the hills ring out with joy before the beloved, who radiates love to all the earth.
For love reigns over the world with truth and justice, bringing order and balance to all of creation.
Who are you? Where are you? What time is it? What is the season? Why are you here? What do you see and hear, observe around you? These are questions that a doctor may ask, or a nurse, or an EMT, in order to determine if someone is alert and oriented, or not, if there may be a problem that they need to help with. And if you are alert and oriented, these questions can have easy answers. My name is Nathaniel. I'm here in the sanctuary at First Congregational Church. It's about 10, what time is it? 10:30, a little after 10:30 in the morning. It's autumn. I'm here because I'm the pastor of this church and I get to lead worship. I see a bunch of dear, beautiful children of God who are here in this beautiful space together. So medically speaking, I, for one, right now, am alert and oriented. At least I hope so. But these questions, all can have deeper questions, if there can be deeper questions, if we approach them in a deeper and broader way. Who are you? I mean, really, in the deepest, truest sense that you can name right now, who are you? This is a fundamental question. And it's a question that we grow into as we grow and mature. It's a question that we receive answers throughout our lives from the people around us. It's a question that we generate answers to within ourselves. Our answers may change and evolve at different times in our lives. I'm sure we can all reflect on the different ways that we've answered these questions, or have them answered for us at different times in our lives. Old answers can break down and be reformed. We may lose track of an important part of our identity for a time and then need to recover it or to remember it, to find it to be true or true in a new way. We may need to find new words for who we are, or new communities, new relationships to better be who it is that we know and feel that we are. We may even need new names at times. As people of faith, our relationship with God, with the divine, with the holy, the activity of the divine in our lives is a central part of how we approach and address and explore this question. Who are we? And then there's the question, where are you? And literally where we are changes in the course of the day. It can change in the course of our lives, perhaps. Sometimes we name this clearly, sometimes we don't. And also then how we understand where it is that we are, wherever it is, here and now, the broader context of here. This can also grow and change as we learn and as we meet new people. It can become more accurate, it can become less accurate, it can become narrow, it can be broad. Where are we? And it's good to take stock of this. Where are you? Where is this? What does that mean? How do we understand it? And then, what time is it? And what season is it? As the book of Ecclesiastes says, there is a time and season for everything under the sun, and according to that time and season, we are called to act and to do and to be in different ways. So, what season is it? What season of life are you in? How do we understand the historical era? What season are we in? What times are we living through? And what does that ask of us? How do we name that? And then the really big question, why are you here? Why are you here in this moment? What has brought you to this sanctuary right now on this Sunday morning? Why are you here? And then why are you here in this existence in a more fundamental way? The big question, important question. And there can be multiple answers. There can be one central answer. There can be times when we feel clear about our purpose, times when we are searching, times when we're adrift of this why, times when we can have breakdowns, times that we can have breakthroughs. Why are you here? Times that we can experiment and play with this and try things out. Why? Why are you here? And this question that can draw on the big God scope of things. God, why am I here? Why did you breathe me into life? Why am I here? Why did you bring humans to be? Why are we here? Why is there life in the wider than human world? What is the meaning of all this, of existence? Big questions. What's our role within it? Why? And then back to the more concrete, the fifth question of this being alert and oriented is, what do you see around you? What do you hear? What do you sense? Right here and now. Am I alert and oriented? So these 5 questions are always good questions to check in with throughout our lives. And really throughout the day as well. And this can be a prayer practice to ask these questions of ourselves. These questions can help us to live with greater purpose and greater awareness. Whether or not the answers are clear in the moment, they can be really helpful to realize, right now I'm not so sure about who I am. And I know I used to be, but things have changed. And it can be really helpful to then name that. And it can be very helpful to then bring these questions into our relationship with God. God, why am I here? So asking these 5 questions can be a discernment practice for ourselves, reflecting personally, but also in talking with the people that we share life with our family, with our friends, with our communities, with our kindred spirits. Are we alert and oriented? And so these are good questions for us to ask of ourselves as a group, as a community of faith here at this church as well. It's always good to check in with. Who are we? Where? And what do we observe around us? And then I'll add the next step. I kind of already did, as we prayerfully discern these things. What are we led to do next? Who are we led to be next? And how? And so for my part, here and now and this morning, I'm not going to just tell you all what I think the answers may be for us as a church. Because this is a group effort. It's an ongoing group effort. And this has been sustaining of this community of faith through the 155-6 years now. A discernment practice of what are we doing here? Through conversation, through prayer, through the choices that we make, big and small. I will say very clearly that it's clear to me as a community of faith that we have a very important purpose in this place and in this time. There's a very important identity, a very important spirit and reason for being, thank God. And this has been true, this is true, this will continue to be true. We just heard from our moderator, Jen Rickard, a moving testimony about her returning to our church's purpose and identity in this time and what this means. And if you read her letter, it is a beautiful and powerful letter and statement that really deepens into this. And then deepens into our call to a wider embrace and a deeper love. And this speaks to an answer to the question, who are we? Why are we? Where are we? What is our time? What is our purpose? An embrace, a wider embrace, a deeper love. Lives are being changed. The love of God is forming and reforming us and moving through us to embrace more widely and to love more deeply. I almost said embrace more wildly. That works too. God has been on the move. God is on the move. God will be on the move. Through us and beyond us, and through those others that we may not yet know, who are drawn to participate in this sacred project, this sacred experiment, through and beyond this dear community of faith. And so we have the opportunity, and we have the challenge, we have the call to live ever more deeply and fully and clearly and boldly into our purpose and our identity in this place, in these times. This is an opportunity and a challenge and a call to live into an ever wider embrace and an ever deeper love. And I just give thanks. I'm getting chills right now. I give deepest thanks to you all. I give thanks to those who have come before, who have been part of this project, of this church. I give thanks to those who will come after as well. And I give thanks to the wide embrace and the deep love that we have known and shared with God, through God. And so above all, I give thanks to God.